Hello, Nyajong Shada. This is Dr. Vicky Zhang, and I am coming to you from California. I am a teacher, currently teaching Hmong as a world language at two high schools in Clovis Unified, and I teach at Fresno State, so it's California State University of Fresno, in the bilingual authorization program. I've been teaching since 2015 as an adjunct professor. For my 25 years as a public education teacher, I have been involved in work that deals with bilingual students, and we call them emergent bilingual students. And I've had the privilege and the opportunity to run a Hmong language program for 10 summers, 6 to 8 week summer programs for 10 years at Stone Soup Fresno. Okay, so I just wanted to say hi to New Millennium Academy, Prairie Seeds Academy, and Community School of Excellence for your work in this field. We know that that when students come to our schools, they are often asked to leave their language and their culture and their identity at the door. And we expect them to assimilate into the English language and culture as quick as possible. And when we do this, we know that our students don't always end up being successful. So I am here today to, again, share with you a little bit about the research and the testimonies behind the benefits of using heritage language in the classroom and why you should optimize the use of the Hmong language at your school to enhance your students' learning of the English language. Because that is our ultimate goal. Our ultimate goal is for our students to be able to acquire the English language and to be successful in their school and to be self-sufficient, law-abiding citizens of America. So just a little bit a background on where we can find the Hmong people in the world today. They are all over the globe. Hmong people are found in China, in Vietnam, Laos, Thailand, Australia, France, French Guiana, Germany, Canada, Argentina, and of course, the United States. We all know that our primary language is so very important to all of us. It gives us a sense of our origin, our identity, and our culture. However, as you and I know, our public schools nationwide have historically underserved our emergent bilingual student population for far too long. However, I am very happy to know and to see that within the last 10 to 15 years, there has been many charter schools that have been established in Minnesota, Wisconsin, and California on the premise of remedying this problem and has prioritized the using and the teaching of the Hmong language, culture, and history as your 3 charter schools are doing. When we value and we teach the Hmong language and culture, their history, through arts and crafts, we are sending such an important and strong message to our students and our Hmong community and the larger community that we value our Hmong students and families. We are telling our students and parents that we value their language and culture. We are validating their history and their existence. We are telling them that we see them. When we value our students' assets that they bring forth to our school doors from their home culture, we are telling them that we believe that they will be quite successful in our schools. Thank you for starting this work. New Millennium, Community School of Excellence, and Prairie Seeds Academy. There are many charter schools before you, and there will be more after you. Okay, so continue to do these great things that your schools were founded on. You are helping your students to develop a healthier and more positive self-concept. And with the positive self-esteem, research shows that when students have a positive school experience and a positive self-concept, when they feel that they belong to a school or to a community and to our great nation, they will excel in their academics. There are current research that show that being bilingual and being multilingual has many, many great benefits. And so while I was interviewing Dr. Jenna Cushing-Lubner, she also stated in her interview that there are decades and decades of research that documents the benefits of speaking multiple languages. So besides interviewing just Dr. Jenna Cushing-Lubner, I've also taken the liberty and the opportunity to interview two of our very first pioneers too in California. Bao Moa, who is the principal at Susan B. Anthony Elementary School in Sacramento. She is the principal of the first Hmong charter school, Hmong dual immersion program school in California. And Vince Zhang is the principal of Yapei Shua Academy, which is the first charter school that uses heritage language in his school. And they are using Hmong at Yapei Shua Academy. So these two people are the pioneers in leading the schools and DLI program and in Hmong heritage language charter schools. All three of these individuals, Dr. Jenna, Bao, and Vince, have firsthand experience and expertise in this field. And I've had, again, enjoyed interviewing them. I've copied the link and am including it in my email to your administrators, and they will be sharing the videos with you if time should allow for that. As educators, we all understand that having a strong command of the English language is essential to becoming self-sufficient citizens in this country. This is our ultimate goal for all of our students, okay? However, so many of our emergent bilingual students had to trade learning English, okay, at the expense of losing their home language, their culture, and their identity altogether. So the sad thing, though, is that for too long, educators believed that this was the best way or the only way for students to learn English, okay? And but it is not true. Students do not learn better when they abandon their home language, culture, and identity. We need to know, and there are numerous research studies that show that students who have a strong command of their home language, which means that they know how to read and write in their primary language, are seen performing at or above the level of their English-only peers in school, okay? So again, when students are literate in their primary language, the language of the home, the language of the heart, and the language that they dream in, this aids them in learning a second, third, or even fourth language, okay? So I'm going to be using an article, a publication. So with the joint partnership of two organizations in the state of Minnesota, the Coalition of Asian American Leaders and Education Evolving, these two organizations collaborated and recently published an article that was released in June of 2020, sharing the benefits of multilingual students, as well as the state and federal policies that supports the teaching of multiple languages at schools. The title of this publication is called Power, Politics, and the Preservation of Heritage Languages. The article states that countless studies over the last 50 years show that students' abilities to learn and excel in English were the result of their abilities in their primary language. Okay? Again, students' abilities to learn and excel in English were the result of their abilities in their primary language. So when students enter school with a strong command of their home language, they develop stronger literacy abilities in English. And so with that said, we know that the opposite happens when you see students failing in school or suffering academically. Okay? So when students are not doing too well in school, it is because they are lacking the literacy foundations in their home language. Your charter schools are remedying that missing piece of the puzzle in your students' education by providing heritage language lessons in Hmong so that they can close that gap. So I've had the privilege again to speak with Mr. Vince Zhang at YPSA. This is the first and only Hmong charter school in California, believe it or not. Mr. Vince speaks to this in my Zoom call with him. I provided a link for you so that you can hear what he has to say about YPSA and how having Hmong as a heritage language at his school has impacted students' academic achievements. Research shows that when students lose their heritage language, it actually harms their sense of self-identity and belonging. And because the Hmong students have been under the intense pressure to assimilate quickly into the mainstream culture, they have lost their language and culture at such an alarming rate. So if a child were to come to school and within 2 to 3 years of entering school, that child could have and has most likely lost their home language. So I am sure that we all want what's best for our students because they are our future, the future of our people and of this great nation. But as educators, we are being tasked to teach students so that they can function globally, so that they can compete in this 21st century global market. I just want to end on one important data that was shared in the article. From the 2018 report from the Minnesota Department of Education, it states that there are approximately 142,000 students who speak a language other than English in the state of Minnesota. And those top 5 languages spoken among those the 142,000 students are number 1, Spanish, 2, Somali, 3, Hmong, 4, Karen, and 5, Vietnamese. Okay. In addition, in the publication, it also shows that research has identified that foreign-born Asian Americans have a higher level of English proficiency, higher educational attainment, and higher employment rate. Yet the data for Southeast Asian populations isn't as promising. It states that half of the population of Southeast Asians hold a high school diploma, and only 39% say that they speak English less than very well. And 91% of Hmong speak a language other than English, okay? So in addition to that, from the book, The Guiding Principles for Dual Language Education, research also shows that the most successful outcomes in English achievement, as measured by norm-referenced standardized tests, occurred among EL, English language learners, emergent learners, bilingual students who received home language instruction support over a long period of time. Okay? So in addition, dual language instruction benefits both native English speakers and emergent bilingual students and leads to achievement measured in English that is equal to or exceeds that of students who are in English only classrooms. So I truly believe that NMA, PSA, and CSC, you guys are on the right track to propel our students there to new heights. Our English-only students will be learning and speaking Hmong, and our Hmong-speaking students will be learning and speaking English. At the end of their education at your great institutions, you will have developed bilingual and bicultural individuals. So remember that the impact you have as a teacher and as administrators at your schools on your students may start at your school, but you will never know where that positive impact will end. I just want to wish you guys a great school year and talk on nation jike no kanyo jong got soya ne kia to yamin tu min chai cho mo to pa chi chi su or chow. If you guys should have any questions, please feel free to let Ku know, and she can email your questions to me, and I will reply back to your, I will reply back and answer your questions to you. All right. And if I don't have the answer, I know people who will have those answers for you and for us. I wish you well and have a great school year. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.